Undercover CEO spots rival Sabotage. His kitchen freezes when he hears their plan. Under the grease-stained lights, Jackson Hale walked in disguised as a nameless recruit. The kitchen clattered with knives and pans, air thick with smoke and oil. He tried to steady his breath, but a murmur from the storage corner froze him in place. Two voices, low and hurried, whispered of stolen recipes of selling secrets to Langford. Jackson leaned closer, heart pounding. Then a fleeting glimpse, a pair of eyes he knew too well. Aiden. The recognition struck like a blade cutting deeper than the stench of burnt meat. His chest tightened, fingers curling until his knuckles whitened. Tonight he will fall, one voice hissed. The words sank into him sharp vinyl. Betrayal pressed against his ribs a weight he could not shed. He swallowed hard, forced his face blank, and lowered his head. The boss. Inside him raged, but the disguise held. He had to remain the forgotten man in the corner. The game had only begun. Jackson bent over the tiled floor, pushing a mop through puddles of grease and water. Every swipe left streaks that never seemed clean, the smell of detergent clashing with smoke and sweat. Behind him, plates clattered into the sink, and a young line cook sneered without looking up. "Don't break the dishes, rookie." The words dripped with scorn, a quick laugh following. Jackson swallowed the heat rising in his throat. His pride acted, but his face stayed still. Eyes lowered. The disguise unbroken. He dipped his hands into the sink, scrubbing pans blackened with crust, the water scalding, biting his skin. A shadow fell across him. Marcus Moore, shoulders hunched from years of heat and labor, stood quietly, his voice, rough but steady, carried no mockery. Wear these or you'll burn yourself. He pressed a pair of thick gloves into Jackson's hands. They smelled faintly of smoke and soap. For a moment, Jackson hesitated, then noticed the scars across Marcus' knuckles. Old burns long healed but never hidden. They told a story of endurance of silent battles fought at the stove. Marcus caught Jackson's glance and gave a small nod, a kindness without flourish. "Thank you," Jackson murmured, his voice nearly lost beneath the clang of metal. Marcus only replied with a faint smile, then turned back to his station, lifting a heavy pan as if the weight were nothing. The kitchen roared on, impatient, uncaring. Yet in that instant, Jackson felt the noise dull replaced by a quiet recognition. Here was a man overlooked enduring the grind with no applause, offering compassion to a stranger when none was owed. Jackson's chest tightened, the sting of humiliation softening into something heavier, respect, even guilt. The boss within him longed to speak, to acknowledge the loyalty etched into Marcus' skin, but the disguise demanded silence. He pulled on the gloves, the fabric stiff, and returned to the sink. His hands were shielded now, but his heart was left exposed, struck by a goodness that asked for nothing in return. It was the first spark of empathy, and it would not leave him. Marcus leaned closer as Jackson rinsed another pan, his voice low enough to cut through the hiss of oil on the stove. "Where you from?" he asked, wiping his hands on a stained towel. Jackson hesitated, letting a faint smile pass. "Out west," he muttered, vague enough to sound ordinary. His tone carried the awkwardness of a man hiding more than geography. Marcus nodded slowly as